Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest from the live radar, run through the weather warnings as we do have thunderstorm warnings issued through the rest of this evening for Northern Ireland and parts of southern and southwestern parts of Scotland. While for the UKV, look at the precipitation and temperature over the next 5 days, looking at those thunderstorms in quite a lot of detail in those regions tonight. And there will be a wider thunderstorm risk through tomorrow as well, as we see quite a big day of convection where many areas through England, Wales, Northern Ireland and parts of Scotland will have the risk again of seeing some further widespread thunderstorms. Again, no huge supercells or not a massive convection risk, but nonetheless there could still be some quite disruptive cells within the next sort of 48 hours or so, because of course we've got the warnings tonight, no warning issue tomorrow, but it still could pose some issues. We also do have generally heavy rain around in places, especially in the south through this evening. So, of course, we'll look at that as well and touch on the temperatures, which are going to be pretty up and down over the next few days. So whenever we do see a bit of sunshine and dry weather, the temperatures could climb into the high teens. But when we've got a lot of rain and showers and thunderstorms around, it will hold those temperatures probably toward the low teens instead. We'll have a look at the longer range, of course, as well. Look at the GFS, GM, ECMWF, and the ensembles, and it's looking likely that we're going to be very up and down over the course of the next few weeks. Generally, temperatures are going to be hovering around the average point, maybe slightly above at times, and more likely, probably slightly below, actually, at times too. And it does look like there will continue to be a risk of precipitation. There could be some brief dry spells picking up, as we mentioned in the last few videos. Could be a bit of an extension of the Azores high at times, but also could see low pressure dropping in off the Atlantic, maybe becoming a cut-off low towards the Bay of Biscay or the Channel, which would give a lot of showers. So really up and down in the long term, and of course still got a lot of deciphering to do as we do head towards the middle of the month. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. Now I hope everyone is having a great bank holiday Monday today. Unfortunately the weather hasn't really played ball. We can see this big weather front now that is out in the North Sea. I'm calling this just before 4 PM, so the big weather front has cleared away. So behind it is left quite a bit of thick cloud, but a lot more drier conditions through central parts of England, even now into eastern parts, and through Scotland, perhaps South Wales, and into parts of the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. However, we've got a bit of another area of instability here. Heavy showers starting to form through parts of North Wales into northwest England, stretching to parts of South Wales and southwest England too. Those areas where we perhaps have a bit of sunshine now developing through parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland. Heavy showers and thunderstorms are starting to pop off here. You can see those isolated cells through Northern Ireland will become more widespread and spread into the southwest of Scotland through the evening. And then we've got this larger area of very heavy rain clearing to the southwest. Now, at the moment, this weather front that did clear through was mostly moderate to light rain. This rain in the south could be very heavy at times. You can see these orange colours showing pretty torrential rainfall, and that will just skirt along the south coast. Could get as far as north as part of the South Midlands, but not expecting it to be much further north than that. It's sort of going to go in a general east to northeast alignment from here, so it does look like areas in the southeast into East Anglia could get smashed later this evening. Some real heavy rain in places. So it's a little bit better this afternoon than it was this morning, where we did have widespread light to moderate rain, but some areas are going to really get peppered by thunderstorms in the north, and further southwards these heavy bands of precipitation moving in. Now this will have taken a big hit on those temperatures, so it's just before 4 PM, and you expect temperatures for the last few days to be peaking right now in around sort of the high teens, but we're really seeing very isolated areas seeing anything remotely above 15 degrees or so. You can see perhaps through the far East Anglia, where we have avoided some of that heavy rain, still cloudy, but avoided some of the heavy rain, temperatures there climbing, perhaps into the northwest of England, where the rain did clear through earlier, and through parts perhaps Scotland, Northern Ireland, and the Republic of Ireland, where we have a bit of brightness, meaning the temperatures climb, but that's now triggering thunderstorms through this evening. The worst conditions really are in the south and the southwest, where the rain was very heavy this morning before it did peter away, and we're now seeing that very heavy rain move in as well. So we're going to keep some of these areas really quite cool over the coming hours. You can see, although most of Europe is in those yellows and oranges, it's quite a lot cooler across the UK at the moment. Most areas for Europe are in that sort of 20 to 25 degree range, whereas the UK is struggling, sort of hovering above and below 15 degrees. Now, if we do go over to the weather warnings now, we do have 2 thunderstorm warnings issued. We've got this one for Northern Ireland from midday today until 9 p.m. this evening. Heavy showers and thunderstorms may lead to some localised disruption. Again, look at the further details. You can see, again, heavy showers expected to develop by the afternoon across Northern Ireland, aided by daytime heating, so seeing that sunshine come out. These may turn heavy and thundery at times, with a risk of hail, and the heaviest showers are most likely to be in the east of the province. Totals of 30 to 40 millimetres in a few hours are possible. High likelihood, lower end of the impact. So it shouldn't be too severe, but they are quite likely to be occurring through this afternoon and evening. And then a second warning through Scotland that comes into force probably by the time this video is published at 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. tonight. Again, heavy showers with a chance of thunderstorms may lead to localised disruption. Again, heavy showers, some perhaps thundery with a chance of hail in a few spots. Of course, coming later in the evening, not quite as much daytime heating, not a lot of sunshine, so it may prevent the convection being severe enough to produce thunderstorms, but still heavy showers. So a bit of touch and go there. They will be officially thunderstorms or just heavy showers with a few rumblers or thunder here or there. And they're expected to move eastwards across Scotland during the evening, and rainfall totals of 15 to 30 millimetres is possible in an hour or two. Again, it's that amount of rainfall isn't too much, but in the space of half an hour, 2 hours, it can be disruptive, especially these areas that have seen heavy rain through this morning. Again, high likelihood, lower end of the impacts matrix. Now, tomorrow we will have further thunderstorms, but we don't have thunderstorms warning issued. These warnings were only issued earlier this morning, and this a warning was issued yesterday after I'd recorded the video. So we didn't get the Northern Ireland warning in, but this one across southern Scotland was only issued this morning. So we could see more warnings issued tomorrow, and of course, I'll update you if those do get issued in tomorrow's video, as we could have some big thunderstorms around tomorrow, but it's a very large, broad area where there could be severe thunderstorms around, so I don't think they will issue a warning, but we will just have to see what the Met Office decides through this evening into tomorrow. So we do now have a look at the UKV and look at what the precipitation temperature is doing over the next 5 days. You can see that rain band clearing through this morning and through the rest of the afternoon. Those heavy thundery showers really taking off around 3, 4, 5 p.m. So around the time I'm watching this, they really should be starting to take off. So very, very interesting if you do check the live radar as you are watching this video to see if they have really exploded. Because by the time you're watching this, at the earliest, it'll be about an hour after I'm recording this right now. So yeah, could really exploded through this evening, and they will continue to parts of southwest Scotland through the evening too. Now you can see the very heavy rain in the far south, again really skirting just the M4 line southwards, perhaps spreading further inland around the London area into East Anglia, perhaps even skimming the East Midlands. So it could be some very heavy rain there overnight. Luckily, most of this heavy rain is falling sort of 8 p.m. later towards the southeast. So it shouldn't affect most people, but if you've got plans for this evening, heavy rain is coming in. As we head into tomorrow, most of that rain will clear away, and what will happen is we'll see a bit of sunshine through tomorrow afternoon, and just look what happens around 10, 11 a.m. Huge showers and thunderstorms will start popping off, really peaking around the early afternoons, that's sort of 1, 2 p.m. where they do get quite large, potentially banding together before starting to dissipate as the sun does start to weaken through the evening. So could see some big thunderstorms tomorrow. Again, they're pop-up storms anywhere really. Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales and England all have the risk. Again, most likely in the south and the east. That's looking the most likely risked area here, especially further eastwards through the latter afternoon and further westwards through the early afternoon as that instability does shift through. And again, it will depend on sunshine amounts. More sunshine, probably more thunderstorms, more cloud that doesn't break away, more of that sort of high-level cloud that we get following weather fronts that don't break away, then it could prevent any shower and thunderstorms forming. As we head into Wednesday, we could see again some more cloud and rain spreading in from the west, and there could be a risk for more heavy showers and maybe a few thunderstorms. Not as many reds appearing there every Wednesday afternoon, so perhaps indicating that it's more of a shower risk instead of a thunderstorm risk. More cloud around here, so it could just be quite a miserable day there. But there still could be heavy and thundery showers, especially in the east and the far south here. But anywhere really, given the widespread nature of these showers. Again, we'll have to update this nearer the time to see if there is a thundery risk within this, or it'll just be a broad area of moderate to heavy showers. As we head into Thursday, still quite unsettled, especially in the east, more heavy showers through the afternoon, just widespread, and it does look likely as the low moves through, the winds aren't going to be particularly fast, so you can see they are not particularly moving anywhere, these showers, so could cause some disruption on Thursday, especially if they do become quite heavy and intense. So it does mean they may not move at all. Get very slow moving showers, a typical sort of summer sort of pattern here, and that could be quite disruptive for rainfall totals, but we have to keep an eye on that later this week. And then as we head finally into Friday, again some more showers in places but not quite as widespread. So you see from now until Thursday it's pretty much a day of sunshine and showers and thunderstorms, especially thunderstorms through the rest of today into tomorrow too, and Wednesday and Thursday sort of touch and go where they are big thunderstorms or whether it's just a broad area of heavy showers. Before Friday looks like being a slightly better day as things do turn a little bit sunnier there. So yeah, not looking great through the most of this week. You could dodge these showers and it may not seem all too bad, but equally you could be sat under them for a number of hours and it's pretty miserable and potentially disruptive too. Be interesting to see what the temperatures do. You can see through this afternoon the best conditions are across Republic of Ireland, 17, 18 degrees, and of course that's where we're seeing thunderstorms pop off with that sunshine. As we head into tomorrow, it's going to be very sporadic, those temperatures. Again, best spots could see 20 degrees, where you avoid the thunderstorms. If you see some of those thunderstorms, 13 or 14, you can see that how we've got a very sporadic nature of those temperatures. Of course, they are sort of centred through England and Wales, with most sunshine there. But even parts of the southwest of England, sort of 13 degrees, and only 50 miles away it's 20 degrees, and that's all because of the cloud and shower amount. So wouldn't take these temperatures too literally, but if you're in England and Wales, there is the potential for 20 degrees. There's also the potential for 13 or 14 degrees with that rain, cloud, and thunder activity. As we do head into Wednesday, it'll probably very similar. Again, you can see the best conditions are through central areas, perhaps more widely cooler. Again, that could be evidence of a cooler air mass moving in, but still very sporadic, very regional, very localised, those temperatures, quite microclimate conditions, cloud and rain, really holding those temperatures down. And finally into Thursday, once again, very all over the place here, so 16, 17 degrees at best, perhaps as low as 12 or 13 in other regions. And finally into Friday, more consistent temperatures across the board, cooler down that east coast, as we do see a bit of a northerly or northeasterly flow coming in. But areas are best in the south and the west, where temperatures could rise to 18 or 19 degrees. And you could see much more even distribution of temperatures, not as much as up and downs all over the place, as it's because we're not seeing those showers popping off. Now, the reason for it being cool down the east coast, as I said, is because we are pulling in a bit of a northeasterly flow. Again, the air mass isn't ridiculously cold, but the areas coming off the North Sea coast are coming off on the North Sea, and you can see that because the high pressure extends in and pulls in a bit of a northeasterly there. So not particularly cold pressure pattern at all, but locally on that east coast it could be a little bit chilly. So if you have a look at the GFS and have a look at the general long term, see what is going to be evolving over the next few weeks. Again, low pressure rumbling through the next few days, and that's just going to give all those showers through the next few days. As we head later this week, it's Azores high does build in. A bit of an extension there, could be pretty decent into the weekend. But by Sunday into Monday, low pressure moves through, and this is where you see a bit of a cut-off low pattern. So as I said, it's going to be very up and down over the next couple of weeks. High pressure could return once again, but still don't fully push away any of that instability, and we remain fairly unsettled in places. But high pressure equally does try to build in. So again, another pattern of sunshine and showers towards 384 hours. Now, if we do have a look at the GM now, again, you can see a southwesterly flow coming in. Low pressure generally dominating, but high pressure building in towards the weekend before more low pressure tries to move in, but doesn't quite have as much of an influence as we were seeing earlier in the GFS run, with more high pressure building in here. So this could be slightly nicer, slightly warmer. Again, look at those upper air temperatures. At least initially it's pretty decent there, with the wind coming generally in from the southwest, but equally there are cooler air masses coming around, and right towards day 10 you do see quite a cold air mass coming down the east coast there, all because we continue to have low pressure trying to move in. If we have a look at the ECMWF, it's probably going to have a very similar unsettled on and off pattern. Again, low pressure running in at the moment. High pressure builds in towards the weekend before more low pressure rumbles back in off the Atlantic. We again see oscillating low pressure, high pressure all the way to day 10. So again, not looking great, not looking absolutely horrible, no massive storm systems coming off the Atlantic. The jet stream is to our north, but it is deviating all over the place and giving little low pressure systems, cut off lows, upper troughs flown in at times that will disrupt anything warmer and drier. So there could be some warm and dry days over the next few weeks. There could be pretty decent days like we saw on Sunday. Sunday was a really beautiful day. Yesterday was really quite nice. Widely seen temperatures around that 20-degree mark, and it felt like summer was coming. And then we got days like today, which was pretty miserable and horrible. And I think those sort of contrasts are going to be continuing over the next couple of weeks. Some days really beautiful, either regionally or nationally, or and sort of over the whole British Isles, or and then the next day seeing big rain move back in. I think that's the sort of pattern we will be seeing. Now let's have a look at the ensembles, and you can see that is well reflected. Generally temperatures around average for the next couple of weeks, below at times, slightly above at times, and you can see quite a showery outlook. A lot of heavy rain this week. As we get into the weekend, brief little lull there. In around 4 or 5 days' time. Again, that's because the Azores high does move in, but it's not completely dominating, so there is the risk still of a few showers, and then shower activity picks up again as low pressure runs in. So you can start to see how the next sort of week does evolve. Very wet the next 4 days, slightly drier towards Friday, Saturday, turning wetter again Sunday, Monday, and then beyond that, just quite a showery outlook. You can see how the spikes are quite periodic here, and that's generally peaking at sort of midday or 6 o'clock at the 6-hour intervals, and that'll be because it's convection during the afternoon. And you can see upper air temperatures do rise slightly in the longer term, but nothing too ridiculous, quite all over the place here. Go ahead and look at the 2 meter temperatures. Could be very up and down. You can see by the end of this week, temperatures could reach 20 degrees once again, but equally when that rain starts coming in, could get back down to 14 or 15. So as I said a minute ago, it is likely to continue with what we've had over the last couple of days, like what we've had this last Sunday and Monday, where in sort of the space of 24 hours it can go from feeling like summer to feeling like early spring once again. So I think that's the continual pattern. Things could change, but that's what I'm seeing at the moment from the latest ensembles and the latest runs in general. If you finish by just looking at the ensembles, very similar from the ECMWF, generally average to below average and slightly above in the longer term. Again, very wet in the next 4 or 5 days, slightly drier Friday and Saturday, but not bone dry, and then wet again Sunday, Monday, and looking continually wet in the foreseeable future, but quite erratic precipitation spike, so not really sort of picking any particular time and place, as we do quite a lot of uncertainty. Interestingly, there is quite a cool pool of ensemble members there in around 8 or 9 days' time. Again, that could be one of those northerly flows briefly coming in around the high pressure system. Again, hopefully won't give anything too cold, but it could take a real chill to the air at times, especially towards those North Sea coasts if we did see something like that. But for the next few days, there's going to be a lot of heavy showers and thunderstorms around, so make sure you do stay safe out there. They can come and go very quickly. As we saw later in the week, they could be quite slow moving, so they could stick around for a long time. So do keep an eye on the live radar and the weather warnings as well, and I'll keep you updated on those weather warnings too. So make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow's video, where we have a look if we've got any more weather warnings for the rest of this week. So do stay safe out there, but equally, there will be some sunshine around, some pleasant conditions, so do make sure you enjoy those as well. Could be quite decent Friday, Saturday, so maybe you want to plan something for this week. Maybe Friday, Saturday will be the best, but still too early to say exactly what we'll be seeing on those days. But the latest runs look slightly more encouraging. And then as we head into the longer term, continuing to look very up and down, quite unsettled at times, but equally could be days of drier and warmer weather. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.